guys, what's up? I'm Greg He's Q together with Mr. Happy 0121, and today we are making Mountain Dew and Dorito burgers. Yes, you heard that right. We're going to tell you everything you need, and if it works, well then you can try it at home. If it doesn't work, it should be a spectacular flame out. First thing you're going to need to make the glaze. You're going to need cane sugar. You're going to want pure brown sugar. Next, Mountain Dew. Now we're going to give you the measurements for these things as the video goes on. So for the glaze, for the Mountain Dew, you need brown sugar and Mountain Dew. Simple enough. Now, for the hamburger portion, you're going to need hamburgers. Now, we're going with pre-made. They're actually not those like Walmart, Target burgers that you think are hamburgers. It's actually pre-made patties though. I've found that they stay together better, and we're going to need these to stay together. Next, Q has the flour he's going to show you. Your standard all-purpose flour. Next, you're going to need some eggs. And last but not least, Doritos. So now, we're not going to show you exactly everything because here's what we're going to do first. I'm going to grill these burgers. I don't think you need information on how to grill burgers. When you catch back up to us, we're going to have already cooked burgers. And then we're going to show you how to do this because we're going to cook these burgers twice. You're going to need a fryer for this. That's how you're going to get the Doritos and the Mountain Dew on them. We'll see you in a minute. Those of you that have watched our how-to videos before, remember my friend the assistant. The assistant is going to start today by making a glaze. That's going to be a half a cup of brown sugar and 1 full cup of Mountain Dew. Roughly a half a cup of brown sugar, as you can see. He's now going to pour that into the bowl. 1 cup of Mountain Dew. Now he's going to mix that together. Then we're going to refrigerate it. We'll come back to that in a little bit. All this time that we're making the burger, this will be chilling in the refrigerator. Next, we're going to create an egg wash using 2 eggs. We're going to take the 2 eggs and beat them just like you would making scrambled eggs or an omelet. Next, we're going to pour the white flour onto a plate. This is where the egg wash is going to get rolled around in once we dip the burgers in eggs. Yes, we probably use too much flour, but that's how we do it. The assistant is back to show us what the next step is. What we're going to do is crush some Doritos. Now, you could probably just smash them in the bag, but come on. The slap chop is just too much fun not to use. Teach those Doritos who's boss. Okay, so we're going to do this many, many times. As I said, you could just probably smash them yourself, but the slap chop is just too much fun. We'll be back when the plate is full. The hamburgers from earlier, the ones we grilled, they are now cooked through the magic of video. We're going to dump them in this egg solution. I can already hear you guys saying, that is gross. Well, my friends, this is how chicken fried steak is made. Next, we're going to take the eggy hamburger patty and drop it right around this flour and roll it around a bit. Now, you've got flour caked on the burger from the egg wash. We're going to put it back into the egg wash with the flour on it. After re-dipping the hamburger in the egg solution, then we go to work covering it in Doritos. And because, of course, we don't want Q to go without, here goes his burger into the egg solution. The key to this is, once again, the second time that you dump it into the egg. It really makes the Doritos stick. Because the Doritos are really, the flour is sticking to the egg, the Doritos are sticking to the flour, if you can follow that logic. One more time into the Doritos. Okay guys, now the important part. I'm using a Fry Daddy. If you don't have a Fry Daddy, you can actually do this with like a metal pot that you would boil water in on a stove just by filling it with oil. Now, of course, whenever you mess with something this hot and this dangerous, If you're under the age of 27, make sure to get your parents. If you're a parent under the age of 27, go get your grandparents, because God knows we don't want you to get hurt. Now, we take our Dorito covered hamburger and we drop it in the fryer. Burger number 2. Okay, here's what comes out. Now, here's what you got to understand. They're not going to be as yellow because some of the nacho cheese gets washed off by the grease. But trust me, you still got the Dorito flavor. It's actually cooked into the burger. And this is also a great time, just because you can, to add a little more Dorito at the top. Let me get you a close-up of this one beforehand. As you can see, the Doritos cooked into it. And it's really hot. But yeah, it's like a crispy Dorito burger. Now we're going to go ahead and top it with just a little more. Now I know you guys are all out there going, but where is the Mountain Dew, fat man? How come there's no Mountain Dew on this burger? You promised a Mountain Dew and Dorito burger. Well, there's the Dorito burger, and here is our Mountain Dew glaze from earlier. Now, this is all according to taste. Myself, I like a light glaze. Now, of course, I made enough for a small army when I made this, but you get the idea. Now you have the Doritos with the Mountain Dew glaze on it. We're going to slap them on a bun, go check them out, and tell you what we think. I give you the Mountain Dew and Dorito burger. Because we'd never lead you guys astray, we're going to show you us eating this on camera. Here we go. Bite 2. In the terms of our review, this is a Denny Green, which means it is what you think it is. It's a hamburger with Doritos all encrusted on it, deep fried, then a Mountain Dew glaze is on it. So what you get is, where you traditionally bite into a burger and it's soft, this is like a crunchy burger. It's like a potato chip burger. The star of this is the glaze, because when you think about it, you're thinking that's probably pretty gross, pouring some kind of Mountain Dew and brown sugar glaze on like a beef. But it's kind of like putting a glaze on a ham. In this case, it actually works, and that's the first thing you taste. You get the crunch, then you get the Mountain Dew, and then after about 5 seconds, the Doritos. If I was grading this, and I am, I give it a 93. I can't think of a way to make it any better. Maybe you guys have a suggestion, but for me it's a 93. What do you give it?
Give it a 92. I liked it. I really liked that glaze more than I thought I would.
I like the glaze, and I like the crunch. The crunch from the hamburger is something somebody needs to work on. Yes. I'm sure they have somewhere. It's nice to have a crunchy hamburger that's not burnt.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'll say. All right, guys, that's all we got. I'll put the instructions on what you need down in the description below. It's pretty self-explanatory as you go through the video, but we'll do it anyway. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You can find us on all social media. Mr. Happy 0121. We're on Google+, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, and Twitter. Until next time,
stay vigilant.